You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real.
Hey there, Rebel Women. Welcome back to another episode of being the only option in town with brick and mortar visibility. You may be able to tell my voice is a little raspy. The allergies have been real here in Wisconsin. We had recital weekend this past weekend, and I have never dealt with allergies over my recital. And this past weekend was my 14th recital, and my nose was like a faucet. And all the pictures, I have this rosy red nose, and my eyes are puffy. I'm just like, awesome. I didn't lose my voice. I was afraid I would, but I didn't. And we were able to pull off another celebration of students and their hard work and our amazing families at our dance studio. So I know it is the season for dance studio owners right now to have end of year recitals, music studios as well. But maybe you're a Pilates or a yoga studio. You have your own celebrations, but we're going to talk something that's kind of universal to all studio owners, and that is the summertime slump, let's say. I don't want to be negative, but summer is a slower time. And how can we make use of this time so that we are still bringing in clients? And I want to talk about creating killer SEO with your blog. And I have chatted about this before, but we had a huge influx of listeners the past couple weeks. So I just want to talk about it some more because this genuinely brings in money every time we press send or publish on our blog. Before we dive in, I want to say a special welcome to all of you that are brand new. I am going to take this time just to share a little bit about my story. I started my studio out of my house in 2009. After baby number 3 was born, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I taught dance for other people. Actually taught for the Arts Center locally for 13 years and helped grow their program. And then I thought, you know what would it be like to just try it out of my house? Because that's what my dance teacher did. So I did, and oh my gosh, people came. I originally started it for adults and then realized that kids are more predictable than adults. So grew that, and I also started a membership and started selling curriculum to studios around the world. So I dove into that like right away in like 2009, 2010, getting into the online space because I genuinely, guys, I did not want to have a big dance studio. That was not my heart. I wanted to stay small but do virtual. And then life happened for me in 2015. My husband of 15 years walked in and asked for a divorce. And at that time we had 5 kids, ages 11 down to 2. So at that time, that's when I needed to take my business and decide, am I going to be real or am I going to just get a regular job? But you guys, I never had a job. I always was a contractor. I always taught dance, taught piano, taught voice lessons. I acted, I freelanced, okay? So I pieced it together, and the thought of getting a job was really hard because I had 5 kids and summer. I mean, I could justify it during the school year in my mind, but I could not justify summer and being away from my kids like that. So I just dove in and created this business that now is the highlight of your week for students of all ages in Hudson, Wisconsin. We are the top-rated studio in the Twin Cities area, and I love helping other business owners and sharing what I have learned through online and brick and mortar to help them be the only option in town. So that's a little bit about me. So let's talk about you. what I know about you is that you are stressing out. You have all those things to do. You, as it gets closer to the end of the month, you're wondering how the heck you're going to make payroll because you have a team that is relying on you and you rely on them as well, but you're stressed out about that. If you don't have a team, you know you need a team, but you're trying to justify hiring a team because, like I said, summer's coming, and things are unpredictable. And basically, you need more people coming in your doors so that you can make more money, so that way you can hire more people because you are exhausted. And that's what it comes down to with killer SEO, is that, yes, word of mouth is so, so good. I actually was at a brand workshop this morning with my good friend Tina, and word of mouth is great. And I didn't have a website for my business for the first 9 years of my business. It was all word of mouth, you guys. And somebody else in the room said he didn't have a business. He didn't have a website for 5 years out of his business. And another woman in the room, she goes, I don't even have a website because I get all my business word of mouth. That's awesome. That's awesome. But if you need more than a handful of clients, like a studio owner, you need a website, all right? And in order for that website to work for you, you need killer SEO. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because I want your business to be the only option in town when somebody's looking for music lessons, Pilates classes, reformer classes, yoga studio, yoga classes, hot yoga classes, whatever your thing is. I want people to find you first, like you, trust you, and say, you know what, I'm going to check them out. I'm going to walk in their doors, and then you're going to provide the amazing service to them, and they're going to become raving clients and share and tell everybody they know. That's what we all want, right? So creating this killer SEO with your blog. Now, as I've mentioned in past episodes, the reason I say blog and the reason I talk about the blog is because Google likes it when you update your website consistently. And that's the key word there, with keywords. And keywords are the words that people are looking to find you. All right. So, I'm not just any old dance studio. I'm not a competition studio. So if you looked up competition studio, I don't know if I would come up. Okay. But if you are consistently updating your website in that way with keywords that your people are using and wanting, you're going to be found. And you can do this for free, y'all, which then frees up marketing dollars to put other places, okay? So I want to talk about this because every time I press publish, we make money. We made $400 last night by pressing publish. 2 weeks ago, we made over $600 by just pressing publish. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. All right? And the biggest question people have is, I don't even know what to write about. First of all, it doesn't have to be super long. Okay? I share my 4-part framework to keep it super simple. Another way you could think about this is a newsletter. All right. And that's what we do with ours. I'm going to explain what we do, and then you can, by all means, please check out what I do to get ideas and inspirations and then make it your own. But I use a 4-part framework with a welcome. Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh. So fun. We finally had our first gorgeous weekend. Feels so good to be out in the garden. Taking walks without jackets and rain jackets, because it's just been awful here lately. So this past weekend was like our first beautiful weekend. And then I'm going to talk about something that we just got done. So coincidentally, we just got done with our recital. So my blog last night was about celebrating. We just celebrated everybody's hard work. We did some Shine Your Light Awards. We did our attendance awards. We celebrated our first senior. And you guys, with that, I was then able to tag businesses in our community because the senior that we had, their parents run a brick and mortar. So I tagged that business. I tagged where she is really active in one of the volunteer things that she does, the senior does. So I tag that organization. And what that does for Google is it tells Google that you are active in that community. Okay, so it's geo setting. Okay, your business, not only with your address and everything that you put in, but you also are being linked to other businesses, okay? And you're linking those businesses. So it kind of helps both of you, right? So then, so I say welcome, then I do pass, and now we're super excited about what's coming up ahead, and I list out those things. And then, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you in class soon. If not, have an amazing summer. Like, it is super easy, okay? And over the years, it has expanded. We've grown and added more things, of course, to our programming, but also, we've gotten good at what we do, and we can expand there. I have pictures, I have videos, I have GIFs, and I make it fun. All right. So what I do here is that is posted to my website. Then what I do, and this is the layer of it that people are like, who reads blogs? Well, you create the blog for Google, but I create my blog in a newsletter kind of style so that my parents genuinely do check it out and read it, okay? So what I do then is that I email my families and I just give them like 2 or 3 bullet points of what's in there so that they then click read more, and it takes them right to the blog post. So last night what I did is I said, we have so much to celebrate. Check out our first senior that has graduated from the dancing house, and attendance award winners, and our Shine Your Light Awards. Click here to check it out. Okay, so the reason I do that is because I want more people visiting the website. And that also helps with SEO because people are coming to your website. All right, and that just helps the algorithm. Okay, so it's all this good stuff. All right, so that is what I do with my email. It's super short. It's very skimmable. It's literally bullet points because that's just how my brain processes. But what helps my open rate, you guys, is that I do this so consistently. We've been doing it for over 6 years. Is that every other Sunday night at 8 o'clock on the dot, we send that email out. And the subject line is exactly the same. Now, I am all about a fancy subject line. I am all about resending it to your unopened people with a different subject line. For this works for us really well, and we just stick to it here. Okay? And we get about a 60% open rate on our emails. So that way which is excellent. Okay? So like 20% is considered good, and we get 60% open rate. And we get sales out of it every single time, okay? So that is why killer SEO, which is what you want, but I make it so that we are making money every time, okay? So we've gotten to the point where we have 2 branches of our blog. Let's say that. So we have the newsletter style, which is what I talked about. And then on the other Sunday, I write a blog that is really specific to a product that we do. For example, 2 weeks ago, I did a feature on private lessons, and I just talked about private lessons and the different things that we offer, and I featured the students, and I geotagged the pictures of where the students were coming from, because not all of my students are local to Hudson. All right, again, that's helping Google see that, okay, you're pulling in people from different areas to come to your studio. So when those people from those outside areas Google dance studios, I'm going to come up because I have content on my website from those areas. Okay, so I'm intentional about that. On one blog a month, and then on the other blog a month, it's more newsletter. All right. So that is how we do it here, and that is how we are able to do it consistently here. And the other beautiful thing is on those blogs where I'm really intentional about keywords, those blogs are simply duplicated each year. Okay. So I don't even cut copy. I hit duplicate, and then I update it with maybe new pictures, or maybe I add a video, or maybe I say, oh no, we're adding this. We now offer this, so I can add that into the private lesson feature. So it becomes less work the more you do it. and you get better at it and all the other things, right? But this is how we are able to make money every time, like literal money, not money in the foreseen future. Okay. When you first are doing a blog, yes, it is truly waiting for Google to really get it. And this takes time, you guys. It can take up to 3 to 6 months. Okay. I know I can get results for clients in 3 to 6 months, but that takes time. So you're writing this blog for your future self. But after doing it for a while and then creating that blog and featuring it as a newsletter to your people as well, then I'm making money not only in the future, but right now. So that's what I really want you to see, that this is so valuable in all areas, because when you have more clients coming in the door, you have more money in your pockets so that you can then hire more help, put more marketing dollars into other things that are working for you, putting fuel on the fire of what's working for you. I want to share with you that I am opening up a mastermind, a summer mastermind, because this is the time of year when, as studio owners, we might have a little extra time, or it's a really good time to take a look at these back office systems to help us up level and make them better and make them tighter. And this mastermind is called the Rebel Women Mastermind. If you go to MsMelissaRose.com/mastermind, you can get information. Otherwise, just go to MsMelissaRose.com and click work with me. That it's there as well. So in this mastermind, it's 90 days, okay? But we meet twice a month for 90 minutes, and we come in as studio owners, brick and mortar owners, and we help each other grow each other and hold each other accountable. I come in with a training that's pertainable to the group, because I genuinely want to bring in content that makes sense for who's in the room. We bring in a question that we have that we would love to get some outside feedback on and hold each other accountable. And this is a great way. Like, if, let's say you want to get a blog established and get it consistent, you can come and say, okay, guys, I don't even know where to start. What would make sense? And they help. And then the next time we see each other, I would say, did you get that blog out? And we can say, yes, I did. And that's a win. And then the next month we'll say, yes, I did. And it's another win. And the third month in a row, yes, you did. And it's a win. And now you have a repetition, and you have pattern, and you have consistency, and you have proof that you can do it. And this is what we want. So much of business, I heard this quote, is putting up with the boring factor. Don't get me wrong, business isn't boring. But putting up with the day-to-day stuff, the day-to-day actions that feel really insignificant. Like I referred to earlier in this podcast, writing a blog for the first time, you're like, really? Really? And then you hit publish and nothing really happens. Like, it's really kind of anticlimactic. And you think, this isn't worth it. And then you do it again and you're like, really? But then you do it like 3, 4, 5 times and somebody responds or somebody buys something. And then that keeps you going for the next 2, 3, 4 times. And before you know it, it's 2, 3 years later, and now people are walking in your doors. And don't take this the wrong way. It will not take you that long to get people walking in your doors. But I'm at the point where everybody knows the Dancing House. I had the most beautiful compliment this week. Somebody said, Melissa, your studio is kind of like a signature place in Hudson. Okay, everybody knows it. If you don't know it, you're Googling it. You're Googling taking tap classes or kiddos classes, and we come up first. And then when somebody says, have you heard of the Dancing House? Like, maybe they're talking, oh my gosh, yes, somebody knows me. Somebody knows my business. So you just want that status. There's something so great about having that status and people actually walking in your doors. And not just for your services, but maybe for other things too. Maybe because they want to work with you, and they Googled you and they're like, you know what? You came up first, and I've heard, I was looking at your stuff and I really like your energy. And then I talked to somebody who knew you as well. That happens as well. So it's not just for your services or products. It's maybe to work there or maybe to collaborate. Okay. It helps in so many ways. I know I'm babbling, but like I said, I get really, really passionate about this, and I want your business to be the only option in town, y'all. It is so much work running a business. I am going into my 15th year. 15 year. Every level is a new devil. I love that phrase because it's so true. You max out of your space, you move into a new space. Well, that's a whole new devil because now you got more overhead and, you bring in clients that way. And then you want to hire a team. Well, that's awesome. But now you got people to manage and you need more clients to cover that as well. And so it's always something, but it's good. It's all good. And this is why we do it. We love what we do. And for many of you, it's the only thing, right? Let's make sure when people Google you, you are found. And not just found, but people, they see you and they go, yes, I like them. I like what they stand for. I am going to go check them out. I'm going to walk in their doors. And that's what we want for you. Okay? If you found value here, please, I invite you to leave a rating and review on Apple iTunes. That would mean the world to me. I would love to screenshot that review and shout you out on my social, share it. Those just mean so much, and it also helps the algorithm for Apple iTunes, so thank you. And come join me over in Facebook. I have the Rebel Women Tribe, and I come in every Friday to share with you tips, tools, and strategies that I am doing in my business right now. And it's not SEO related. It's usually like team or culture or systems or stuff like that, more coaching, business coaching. So come on over there and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you. All right, everybody. I know this went on a little bit, but I appreciate you and hope you guys have a great week. I will see you here, same time, same place next week. Peace. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, you are still here. You are so awesome. So here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to click that follow button so that you can get the latest episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility every week. Second, leave an honest rating on Apple iTunes. This is how more people can know about brick and mortar visibility. And number three, come on over to Facebook into the Rebel Women Tribe. The link is in the bio. This is where I hang out and share with you every week the nitty-gritty of running a studio business. I share with you the tips, tools, and strategies that are working right now in my business to help you in yours. It's real, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's fun. So come on over. I'd love to meet you.